Yes, sir. If you got headphones in, I'm not apologizing. Yes, sir. What's good, guys? Your boy Hugo the Savage. I'm back. Savage Talks Live, man. You know what time it is. Random day. Not so random time. Let's talk wrestling. Let's chop it up. You already know what time it is, man. Thought I'd let the wrestling news die down a little bit. Listen, I don't have much time in that, but I would like to try and drop these streams every day, but I like to get the wrestling news. I like to let it settle down first. You already know when it comes to WWE releases that throwing a video together and then by the time you know it, you know what I mean, someone else gets released while you're doing the stream and you jump off, and then it's like, although the conversation is more about everyone being released instead of just individual people. Obviously, don't get fooled by the thumbnail. It's not just about Authors of Pain and Paul Ellering, but they are three of the people that have been released, and I think it's important to have a discussion about it. It doesn't mean I'm overly upset. I'm not overly disappointed. I'm disappointed for people personally because they're humans at the end of the day, and it's their job, their livelihood, and contrary to popular belief, all the wrestlers don't get paid top tier money. Yes, they get paid more than the average wage, but you know what I mean, this isn't Roman Reigns who just got released or Seth Rollins, you know what I mean? So some of them, in fact, probably all of them, they've probably moved from their hometown, you know what I mean, to be closer to wherever. Especially if you was on NXT first, you probably moved to Florida. That seems to be the way. So imagine moving and then starting families, places and stuff, and then I know that happens to everyone in real life and that, but WWE pro wrestling, it seems to be a bit of a shock sometimes to these guys, and then you have the 90-day non-compete clause. I don't even know if they get paid within that time. It's not really my business, but just thinking of it. Big up to you guys in the chat. Anyone who comes along later and drops in too. Big up to you guys. Big up to Morris, big up to Ends. But yeah, I just thought we'd have a discussion about it, and then any other wrestling news, what's turning around. It's Monday night, so Raw. I mean, technically Raw's on Tuesday in the UK, but you get my point, like the pay-per-views. So we can look forward to that as well. I mean, say look forward. Probably overestimated that sentence right there, because as much as the card don't look too terrible, it's Raw, innit? Just come off the back of watching the Chris Jericho and Chris Van Fleet interview. Very good interview. Picked up on some parts that Jericho was speaking about in terms of the way wrestling is, the way people enjoy wrestling. And we'll get into that as well. But seemingly he kind of seems to enjoy wrestling more old school, what we talk about on this channel, which is crazy considering he's in AEW and they kind of do the opposite. And it is weird, isn't it? Because Jericho, I love Chris Jericho, but the chest that he was talking with in terms of AEW and WWE, the last time I saw his interview, I think he was on the back of that bus, probably like 2020, 21. Compared to now, a lot less chest and a lot of like reframing the words and ignoring stuff. And yeah, it's not so much, he doesn't so much care about the critics. It's more about the drawing money and the ratings. And then 5 minutes later, he's talking about the ratings and the drawing money doesn't matter. And obviously he has to say that because AEW isn't higher rating than WWE and they're not drawing more money than WWE, obviously. So it's always interesting to see people backtrack. It's not that important, really, is it? I do think there's a bit of tribalism in wrestling. I don't mind when it's healthy tribalism, like a football team, and you know what I mean? I don't like certain football teams. I don't like their fans. But personally, I talk to their fans as an individual, you know what I mean? And with wrestling, it seems to be the only sport where the fans lose their mind. They're like, if you watch two different shows, they've got a problem. If you go to two different pay-per-views, they've got a problem. I'm just like, it's kind of crazy. It's like you lot think that these people are not friends anymore. It's like they get released, they go to a different company, and now you think that they hate each other. All of them want each other to do well. There's healthy competition there. Competition usually makes the product better. Although that's debatable over the last couple of years. I'm sure a lot of people will say it's better. You know, it's the Paul Levesque era and wrestling's incredible and it's great, but I disagree. I think there's some great stuff that Triple H has done. I think there's some iffy stuff Triple H has done in terms of creative. And then there's some stuff that just haven't changed. You know what I mean? They've painted over the cracks. They've glossed it in something new. They've wrapped it in new paper, but underneath, bro, it's the same boring show. In fact, the stuff that have changed, some of them are way worse. Like, and the title of the video, More Time, Less Creativity. The reason why I put that title there is because, and we'll get to this now, the latest WWE releases. I've got a list of them in front of me. And as I said, for all I know, they'll probably get rid of somebody else. I'm used to this being around April times. We used to call it Dark Wednesdays. It used to be on a Wednesday, and they'll get rid of so many people. And then you'd have the whole internet acting like each person's been singled out and murdered, like it's Squid Games. I'm like, bro, they lost the job, bro. Like, and you have them going to Instagram to cry. I don't know about that. You know what I mean? I feel bad for them, but like regular people lose their job and they go into the internet to cry. I'm talking about videoing themselves crying as well. But I'll give you the list of the latest releases. I'm sure most people watching have seen the list by now. This whore next door, man. Fucking noise. But if you haven't, I'll give it you now. If you don't care, that's fine too. Okay, so Authors of Pain and Port Ellering, that's just in the title of the video and the thumbnail, so they've both gone. The Good Brothers have gone. Sonya Deville, Blair Davenport, Cedric Alexander, reluctantly, Isla Dawn. Men of Culture, Unite. And Giovanni Vinci, and then I think on Friday, Elektra Lopez was released, but I think they announced it yesterday. Apparently she got released on Friday, even though SmackDown was on and she was on it, which means she probably got released after SmackDown. They made her turn up to work first and said, listen, you're gonna earn your money, then you can leave. Kind of crazy, isn't it? But is there a shock to the names? No, if this was a regular Wednesday and WWE releasing people, in all seriousness, looking at that list, the shock to me would be, honestly, Authors of Pain and Port Ellering, and the only reason is because of where they've been positioned in the company and what they've been doing lately. They've been underwhelming, don't get me wrong, and I'm not blaming them for it. I feel like they've dropped the ball on creativity. There's a certain section that Authors of Pain were meant to be in, and they could have sent them back to NXT, to be honest. Because if you think about it, when they were on NXT, there wasn't much talking going on there either. Paul Ellering is a legend, but am I going to pretend that I'm going to miss Paul Ellering? He doesn't. He just stands behind Scarlett and Karrion Kross with his glasses on and doesn't say anything, and like puts his gloves on. He doesn't do anything. He's an older gentleman, so hopefully he's got. If anything, he's probably stretched it as long as he could, this contract, and said, listen, I'll just get paid, man. You know what I mean? I'm sure he doesn't want to be up and down the road, but if I'm going to get paid just to stand next to people, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's some creativity backstage that he has input into, but he doesn't do anything. You know what I mean? And I'm going to be as respectful as I can going through this list, because this isn't about what I like and what other people like. There's people's jobs. And I'm not one of them people that go, what? And I've argued with people on this channel previously, when people have been released, they're like, why has that person been released but that one's still there? That's not my business. People have to get paid. People have jobs. It's not my business. And I've tried to read up on why the latest cuts were there. Most of them seem to be budget cuts and making space for up and coming talent that they want to add to the roster in 2025, which, let's be honest, man, tax year coming up in April. I don't know what tax year is in America, but it's around that same time. Listen, it's cooking the books, isn't it? Listen, with all the money that's been brought in by WWE, there's some things they have to justify. There's some networks that they have to justify certain things to. And you have to start cutting corners every now and again. Just because people make a lot of money doesn't mean they don't want to make more money. So just like a football club or a baseball team, if there's somebody who's on the bench that is never being used and is taking up some wages, let's get rid of them, because we can take the wages and give them to somebody else. We can give it to a brand new person coming up from NXT. We can take your wage and add it onto somebody else who's been doing great. Like, say, for example, Drew McIntyre, he's definitely on less than Seth and Roman, But you're like, oh, Drew, you've been doing great work. You wanna pay it rise before you go to AEW? Let me just slap your money over there and see what go on. So kind of crazy with that one. Authors of Pain themselves, very good tag team. They do suffer from one, which we spoke of before any releases. Triple H and this goddamn tag team division just seems to start be heating up. Don't get me wrong, I'm not holding my breath, but at the same time, we saw what happened with the Street Profits at the last bit at Royal Rumble, DIY. Yeah, I mean, it's starting to heat up a little bit, and I think it would be cold to get everyone into a bit, you know what I mean? I was speaking about storylines for WrestleMania, 6-way tags, ladder matches, and that, run it all back. And I think they would have been great in there, but again, my guess is they probably don't draw any money. I don't even know what their t-shirts look like. I remember what the old ones looked like. It just used to say AOP. So I know they ain't selling no merch. People don't miss them off the show. If you ask, really, let's pay Carrion on it. Carrion and Scarlett, they're together, keep them. The only thing what's baffling to me is you kind of went through all that not burying, I don't want to use the word burying. You went through all this stuff with the Wyatt family and with the Wyatt Six, and this Final Testament coming out on top for them just to be released and the Wyatt Six to be off camera, and now it just makes them look weak. They've had 2 feuds, American Alpha and the Wyatt and the Final Testament, and they look very strong in either of them. So yeah, I mean, I think again with how wrestling used to be, it seems like people are counting on just us fans being stupid and forgetting stuff, and sometimes we can just forget stuff and move on, and sometimes it's hard to, you know what I mean? So Sonya Deville, again, Sonya Deville's a weird one because I think she's talented. I think she's decent on the mic. I think she's decent on the mic. I think she's got a good look, although seems to be a lack of identity because it changes quite a lot. You know what I mean? 1 minute there's face paint, then there's not, then it's like some white MMA / whatever combat outfit, then it's a black combat. I don't know what's going on there. The KFC group that she's in, for fuck's sake, they're not KFC. The PLC, the Pure Lesbian Collective. Listen, that group, it seemed like they were going to push Tony Stark, nothing, and yeah, Shayna Baszler, you would never believe, if you're a casual fan, you would never believe how tough and how well they booked her in the beginning. Booked her how like they booked Gunther. And obviously Sonya Deville, who has been through certain things, big up Rio, and she's been through certain things personally as well. A lot of injuries she's dealt with. Very similar to Dakota Kai, so I hope that doesn't come down soon. I know she's making it back to the ring, but yeah, that group is null and void now. It just goes back to Shayna and Stark being a tag team, which also nobody cares about that tag team. So I do feel like there's room with the way NXT's going, which has been pretty good, and people slowly merging and moving up to the roster. Some people seem like they can go straight up. I like that what they were doing about 6 to 7 months ago, with probably longer now actually. But when they had Baron Corbin go down to NXT and Dolph Ziggler go down to, I'm not talking about that same level, that same caliber, but some people, if you're not being used, mix it up with the younger talent. You know what I mean? Put them over, make storylines, factions. I think it'll be good. I think Shawn Michaels is doing all right booking down there as well. Their vignettes seem to be movie-like, cinematic, if you will. So yeah, shame for Sonya Deville though. I am a fan of her. I think it's probably because I watched Sonya Deville on that season of Tough Enough with her, Mandy Rose, and the Velveteen Dream. I think they're the 3 I can remember. I remember that, so it feels like I've followed her whole career. Well, I have technically in it. So, Blair Davenport. Blair Davenport. There's a report of Blair Davenport that rhymes cold. That in 2025 she was going to get this major push or something like that. I tried to kind of ignore it because it just didn't make sense to me. Never been a personal fan of Blair Davenport. I think she's decent in the ring, but again, this isn't her fault, and this is a personal thing. For me, if you don't build character, it's very hard for me to care about you unless you're unreal in the ring. I'm talking about you can do stuff that no one else can do, where I can kind of bypass little things, or you've got a certain aura about you, certain look to you, you know what I mean, certain presence. There's a lot of people who have that. There's a lot of people who don't. There's a lot of people who are worse in the ring than Blair Davenport, of course, but they've got a story to them. They've got something about them. So shame that she's gone. I think they were looking to put her in the group with Chelsea and Piper Niven, which means that she probably would have been one of the close security guards for Chelsea. Listen, that would have fell on his face anyway, so probably a good thing. You know, the natural thing is to go, these people are going to go to AEW and all that. So Blair Davenport actually looks like somebody who would go to AEW, to be honest, but the women's division over there has not been but the greatest either. It's interesting to, and I'll have to speak to some people and see if they've got any information on it. But I'm interested to know what happens now when WWE and TNA have signed the partnership. When somebody gets released, can they go to TNA now? Or do they just because you know what I mean, there's still two different companies. Can you cheat your 90 days and still turn up on TNA because technically they're together, and at the end of the 90 days sign with TNA? For example, like Mustafa Ali came back last month, but he signed with TNA, not WWE. So I think the contract is just cross branding. So yeah, that'll be decent for them. Cedric Alexander. Listen, talent is there on the mic. They're actually better on the mic than I thought. Yeah, there's nothing to say, and it's just a shame. But I think for him, the hope would be get that call from the Hurt Syndicate, turn up there at the end of the 90 days, and just run it as normal. He fits into the AEW roster anyway, the way he wrestles. He probably can. He seemed like one of the people that probably can do a little bit better over there. They put him with Ashanti the Adonis, and I remember they cut a promo, like not a backstage, like a dark room, and it was cold. The promo was cold, and then So he's gone too. Isla Dawn. Obviously, I spoke strongly. I think, in fact, I spoke about Isla Dawn on the Royal Rumble show because I was saying about they kind of messed up Jade and Bianca's strength in the tag team division by them losing the tag team titles to Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, Clash at the Castle. I know everyone tried to tell me that it's because it's in blah blah's hometown and somebody's family member passed away and all that. I hear all of that, but at the end of the day, I'm a wrestling fan, and it's like that's not really a reason to change. You know what I mean? They don't. Thanos is going to beat the Avengers because Josh Brolin's family passed away. We know the reason. Men of culture know the reason why we're really pissed at Isla Dawn. But on top of that, she is actually a talent. She is actually a talent. Her and Alba Fire, they fit in on NXT, so TNA, I can see it. It's just another shame for the tag team division. Not that I rate them as a top women's tag, but I don't rate any women's tag team as a top tag team because they don't give them a chance. They don't give them a chance to build up their character, so it's kind of crazy. Next person. Sorry, my son was messaging me about Kendrick Lamar tickets, man. So, the Good Brothers, Gallows and Anderson, Bullet Club, New Japan, The Club. Could put them with Finn Balor, put them with AJ, but I guess for me, these two, on top of Authors of Pain, I forgot to mention this, these two, they've both been released twice now. So it's up, innit? It's up. Like, if you got released on the Vince, Triple H brought you back, and then now you've been released on the Triple H, time's up, man. Time's up. These two, the fact that they always stay together is a benefit because they've always got the New Japan connection. They're obviously getting older, obviously, you know what I mean? So, and I know Gallows doesn't seem to be able to move around as mobile as he once could. Loads of injuries and stuff like that. Kind of moves around like Kevin Nash, to be honest. But I wish them nothing but the best. They haven't been used on TV, and I think that's another thing. Like, that's why I don't believe that taking them away to make TV time for up and coming talent's the truth, because all the people that I've mentioned doesn't get any TV time, so it really don't make any sense. We haven't seen them. The last time they were prominent was with AJ Styles and Michin. They had that little group going on. kind of a nothing group, to be honest. AJ got brought back to the Royal Rumble on his own. AJ's on his own again now. He didn't have no club top on or anything like that. So, again, I hope they do well. Giovanni Vinci, yeah, I think I heard some stuff about him prior to this release. And this one hasn't shocked me at all, simply because when he recreated his character, had a vignette, and then came out for his first match, he lost that match in about 5 seconds or something like that. I think it was to Apollo. I think if I'm correct, didn't he just come in the ring and he's like Gucci tracksuit, get rolled up, and it was over. And we didn't see him after that again. Very reminiscent of what happened to Emma. Do you remember when we had the vignette for Emma in the bath and getting ready, all this glamorous stuff, and then she came out on top of the stage, and then she said, "No, I can't do this." Went back, came back as Emma, got released. Them kind of things you hear from, not sources, but you hear from the talent of the past, which wrestling's changed a bit. There's a few people still there, that the way WWE punish certain people for things is on TV. You know what I mean? And I don't feed into conspiracy theories, but I said at the time, it looks, if that's not built into a character where he just loses all the time, it's almost like they wanted to show him, like prove a point to him. And then obviously there was stuff with him and Kaiser where they're supposed to have fell out. I don't know this, don't ask me to verify this, I'm just talking. I think they said it was something to do with him trying to flirt with Tiffany Stratton or something like that, and Kaiser not liking it, and then some altercation backstage, and then they, disciplinary action. That's kind of crazy, man. That's actually kind of crazy to me, man. But don't know how much I believe that. I liked him with Kaiser, with Gunther. I like the whole Imperium group, but on their own, he reminds me of the default on the game. Like when you play 2K and you create a player, he looks like the original default character. So yeah, and then obviously I said Elektra Lopez already, and yeah, she was part of Legado del Fantasma. I like the fact that she was part of that group because it added something different. I think wrestling's missing managers, but again, is there a point of having managers that don't wrestle anyway, which is fine, like Paul Heyman, even though he doesn't like being called a manager. But if you're not going to have that, they need to be a bit of a mouthpiece, and they don't let her talk. They don't give her creative freedom to speak. So she's just there to look good and walk out with them. And to be honest, Santos is just fighting on his own most of the time, and he's not even on TV that much anyway. You know what I mean? At least, in fact, even Scarlett doesn't do much anymore either, but she looks good with Karen. So yeah, and releases, man. I don't know if there's going to be any more releases. I feel like it's probably done just because of, I think they were, when were they, Thursday or something like that, and now we're on Monday next week, so who knows, man. Yeah, to be fair though, Morris, the one with Logan Paul was that Logan Paul backstage thing. That was like, that was more trying to make something of it, and I like it. I like what they did there in it, but yeah, very, very crazy, man. It's a shame. It's a shame for the talent. You know what I mean? As I said, I don't like anybody losing their job and stuff like that if they ain't done anything wrong. But WWE wants to make cuts, and I'll be honest, their booking's been so bad, their creative's been so bad that every single one of these people, in about a week, I won't realise that they've gone. And I truly mean that. I won't realise that they've gone at all. Because in my head, Sonya Deville's just always injured, and the rest of them, you don't see them much. So it's a shame. It's a shame. But the problem is like, you've gone over to Raw on Netflix. You made this big splash, this big, oh my God. If you're going to bring people up for NXT to give them more time, doesn't that leave NXT short of stars? Yes. You've made SmackDown longer. That you've done that. You've gone from, so it's an extra hour of TV time. And you've made Raw half an hour short, but that's supposed to be 3 hours as well. So just off the 3 shows, it's 8 hours of TV time a week. And obviously the PLEs were getting like 4 matches a show and that now. Listen, I think pacing's important when it comes to wrestling. So I don't feel like you should squeeze all this kind of like creativity into one show and then run stuff over time. But I do believe that there's so many gaps that I want to know, with all due respect, I would like to know who is who is behind the creativity of all of this now. I want to know who all the writers are. I want to know their credentials. I want to know what they've written before. I want to know if they're wrestling fans. I truly want to, and I'm not dissing these people. I just don't like the creativity. Like, for example, somebody tell me what Nakamura is doing. I mean this in the nicest way. Like, he looks cool. He looks like some evil Jedi, Sith Lord and that. But what I mean is, what is he doing on SmackDown? Why does he just keep appearing in the background? He's got the title. Like, the things that he's doing are of somebody who would be chasing the title. Like, for example, if he kept turning up behind every champion, that puts the question there, innit? He has the title, which means he's the target now. So why would he just be in the background, listening to people's conversations, acting all shady? It doesn't make any sense. I don't get it. I don't get it at all. Is it very strange to me, and I struggle to figure these things out. Don't get me wrong, I enjoy trying to figure things out, but at the same time, when I go and watch the product, it's very annoying. And he's not the only person. There's many people I could speak about, but big up Mange. But he's the one who's just backstage. I'm like, bro, why is he hovering there? Because what's going to happen is he's going to hover there, and then when the Wyatt 6 turn back up, you're going to have one of them hovering there or some random QR code. You're going to have Lily in the background like hovering over Alexa's next victim. There's loads of weird creative things. There's things that they've done great. I'll tell you what WWE do great. Their production team is second to none in the world. Like, there's not many companies at all. Never mind wrestling companies. There's not many the companies at all that can have that kind of production element. But then at the same time, that same production team not filming any vignettes, not filming anything outside of backstage, not filming anything away from the arena. So there's no like background story to any characters. Why have we not had a Wyatt, like, apart from the videotapes, where's the Wyatt 6? If they're injured, why can't we just film something at the Wyatt compound? What, like, it doesn't have to be. You can have if Bo's the one who's injured, you don't have to show he's injured on a vignette. It doesn't make any sense. Remember when Undertaker used to be like, we bury Undertaker alive, he ain't gonna come back for about another 8 months and that. They'll still have like the little 3 girls doing the Freddy Krueger, 1, 2, Freddy's coming for you. It'll shut off, and you have the moon for no reason. Now you're older, you're like, what? Why would they just showing the moon? But whatever. You have a gravestone. You know what I mean? Lights might go off one day. Listen. I know everyone likes to big up that guy, the creative dude, the head of creative. What's his name, man? I watched his seminar the other day. He's a very smart guy. And he was talking about the QR codes and that. But and if you, please, I know you're not watching this, but maybe someone will clip this and send it to him. It isn't that we don't like the QR code. And I'm speaking for some of the wrestling fans, because a lot of people are engrossed into the Wyatt 6 thing. I'm a grown man. I got shit to do, man. Sometimes just present the vignettes to me, because when that QR code flashed up on the screen the other day, do you think I checked it? To this day, I don't know what it was. And I don't care. I don't care. I'm not trying to figure out all these little things. Like when I watch Marvel movies and they drop Easter eggs in there, you know why like they're amazing then, but you figure them out after is because the product in front of my face is great. So I can just check the Easter eggs out later on. Easter eggs becoming the main product means that the product isn't good, because people are just looking for that. Like Bray was better than the White Rabbit. So once Bray showed his face on screen again, we didn't give a shit about no White Rabbit or no QR code anymore. But like, I'm not trying to get a QR code and then find the location of, I don't know, but what am I doing? Like, I'm trying to find the X on the map, then I have to go and check the coordinates, and then it's like, oh, it's the Bermuda Triangle, but then if you check to the third point of the triangle, it's pointing north to the North Pole, and then if you rotate it, it points south to the South Pole, so you have to go to Antarctica, and then when you go to Antarctica, you have to go between the coast of Chile and Brazil and Argentina, and then if you stand there where the sunlight hits, you'll get a reflection of an owl, but if you get an owl and put it in front of a cross and put a mask on, then that mask reflects something from the Bible, and when you get something from the Bible, you go and read that scripture, it points to the three-headed monster. The three-headed monster, well, one is Bray, and one is the Fiend, and one is Uncle Howdy, 3 heads. So you take the 3 heads, you divide it by 2, but then you add 1 and change it to the square root of 0.5 and you get pi. And when you get pi, fuck off, bro. Like, what the fuck are we doing? What are we doing? Just make a good product. Make a good product. The supernatural shit, we don't even know if it works anymore. Because unless the only person we believe when the lights go off and turn up is the Undertaker, bro. That's it. And that's because we've been sold on Undertaker for the rest of our lives, bro. You know how mad I get to this day when someone on YouTube records Undertaker coming from under the ring? It winds me up. I don't want to see it, bro. I don't want to see it, and I know that it's not really just like teleporting in the ring, but it's so cold that the lights go off, give us a couple seconds, and he's just standing there. I even saw, big up Tony Storm and Mariah May, by the way, because they're doing storyline stuff. You see what I'm saying? Isn't it funny that everything that has a storyline is the best stuff? Isn't? Okay, I'm gonna ask, seriously, even the shit stories are still the best stuff. So I'm gonna tell you, like, okay, what's been the best things over the last year in wrestling? Okay, Bloodline. Okay, Cody's story, hence the word story. Drew and CM Punk with a story. Mariah May and Tony with a story. You see where I'm going here, bro. Just more stories, bro. More stories. Rhea Ripley, Liv Morgan, injury stories with Dom, stories. Now we talk about everything that's not good, and they don't have a story, blood. They don't have a story. So clearly, sometimes you have to look at history to know, like, yo, if this was working before, we should probably do this still. And I don't know what they use as a barometer to say we're doing stuff right, because if it's money, that's not the right barometer to use. Obviously, you're making money, but WWE is going to make money whether they do a storyline or don't do a storyline. But what about your viewers? What about extra money? Do you like extra money? Do you like casual viewers? Oh yeah, The Rock. Oh yeah, that's funny. And did The Rock turn up and just walk in the ring and say, "Oh, I want to fight. I want to fight Roman"? Didn't mention his cousin. He didn't mention me and his cousin, his family, nothing. He just said, "I just want to fight Roman Reigns." He didn't say that, did he? The final boss, there's a story to it. High Chief Sayuli, story to it. Solo Sikoa, story to it. Bro, and as I said, I watched the Jericho interview before I started this stream. He's there talking about stories. So maybe, you know what I mean? I saw Tony Storm do something so cold on Collision. The Butler came out, Luther, Mariah May was distracted. There was a woman in the ring who Mariah May just beat up. The camera went back, it was Tony Storm. Big man, the light didn't even go off and the crowd didn't even react. So I want to know how they swapped her, but don't want to see how they swapped her. No. I just know it's a cold story and it's going to culminate in Australia, in her home country. And I saw them fighting at All In. I was there. It was in August. So long-term storybooking can be great, but sometimes, bro, just do something good, man. Like, we don't need this bollocks every time, bro. Like, fuck a QR code, bro. Shit, man. The thing is, people ain't gonna follow all the QR codes anyway, because what they do is someone else pauses their screen and does the QR code, and then someone just posts what it is on Twitter, and I'm like, okay, I'll just see what it is on Twitter. I'm not following the QR code. Anyway, in other news, Malachi Black, Aleister Black, the House of Black, Zelina's husband, he is now a pro wrestling free agent. He is no longer AEW. He's not WWE. He ain't TNA. He's just free blood. This guy on NXT was one of my favorite wrestlers. Minimal talking, bare badassery blood. And his wife, apart from the LWO stuff, which I don't even want to say anything disrespectful because I don't think it's their fault. But the WWE have a thing of just like, if you're Mexican, just throw the Mexicans together, and if you're black, just throw the black people together in it with no stories. So I don't think it's their fault. Or if you're any kind, or not even if you're Mexican, if you're just Latino or Latino, just get together on it, cause life and paella, bro. I think Zelina's not doing anything. It's not her fault. She has great matches, but all Zelina Vega does is wrestle and look good. She just wrestles and looks good, and then wears great outfits, like gaming outfits. So put them together. Put them together, bro. She can be in his corner, but she can also wrestle. Put them together. Have his storyline be something to do with her in it. Come on, man. Do something there, man. I'm happy to see that the House of Black weren't really it. It looked cool, but weren't really it. So for me, drop that over there, man. It's very easy, and it doesn't have to be. If you want, throw him in NXT in it. Yeah, Morris, exactly, because of promo. Yeah, she's badass at doing that still. So, put them together, see what's going on. We had a Vince McMahon sighting last night. I watched the Super Bowl. Big up Philadelphia, innit? You know what I'm saying? I'm not even a Philadelphia Eagles fan, but I was last night. Because I didn't want Patrick Mahomes to win no three-peat, blood. You get me? I didn't want these Chiefs to win any three-peats, but they were going to need Dorothy to knock her boots together, bruv, to win that game, because they were getting beat up, bro. Bruv, the whole game was like Braun Breaker and I Show Speed, blood. That's how they were treating Mahomes, blood. But we had a Vince McMahon sight in there. Vince McMahon, Undertaker, and Shane. So all them people, Shane don't talk to his dad anymore because shut up, blood. They were all there together, bro. And I'm not going to get into it because people get touchy when I speak about Vince for some reason. I don't know why, because nothing been proven that he's done anything. So at the moment, he's a free man and nothing's been proven on it. Apart from that, he's a dirty old man, which I knew anyway. Anyone who grew up on Vince in the Attitude Era, if you all left in shocked about his actions, bruv, he just got fetishes and it's weird, bruv. You know, like that. But what I want to say is he looked good, and I was very shocked not seeing him. I was shocked the fact that he was dressed like a human. No, hear me out. Like normally he's dressed like a corporate AI in it, like he's just always in the suit, bruv, the same suit. Bruv, this man had like a nice little terracotta shirt on. I couldn't see the bottoms, but it looked like from the top, it looked like some kind of, I don't know, some khakis or jeans. Bruh, Vince was dressed like a regular human. He's dropped bare muscle, but he didn't look like sick where he dropped bare muscle. He looked like he had naturally got a personal trainer and said, yo, let me just cut down, car. I'm old as shit and I can't be carrying around all this muscle. He looked good. He looked younger. He's got rid of the you know what I mean, the creepy moustache. I ain't gonna lie, Vince. I don't know if you got that moustache to use it as a disguise, but disguises don't work if you get the disguise but then still have your same name. So that don't work. Plus, you was trying to beat allegations, and that moustache didn't have you beating allegations. You get me? That was that moustache didn't have you beating allegation. Had you looking like some creepy man, blood. You get me? Man had the 1972 porn moustache on that, blood. Yeah, blood is crazy. Zelina should be Andrade's manager again. Yeah, that was actually cold. I actually lied. You know what? Thank you. That's because Andrade got released since then, isn't it? That would have been so cold, bruv. That would have been so cold. Vince at younger, healthier compared to before. The pick had me rolling. It's like you told to take a flex. Yeah, you bro. I'm telling you, bro. You know them ones when you pretend that you're not looking, but really you're looking. Yeah, man. Big up Anna. Hope you're well. Hope your mum's well as well. The last we saw Vince using a walker to look frail, so last night was a shock. I'm telling you, man. And listen, we know about Vincent's storylines, innit? And we know that, like, anyone knows about the court case in the 90s, about the steroid case and that. He went there with the neck brace on, innit? So he might have been doing that to throw man off. Like, nah, surely he's an old man. He can't be doing that. Listen, Vince, the documentary nearly killed you still, but you did well through the doc and that until you started saying weird stuff about just thinking about sex. I'm just gonna go out on a limb. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if Janelle Grant's been through stuff, then I feel bad for her. If she's been through consensual stuff and it's just nasty things, but now she wants money, I don't feel bad for her. But one thing I do know, Vince, like many men from that era and that age group who had power in a certain time, they're just dirty old men. They're just dirty old men with power and are so used to everyone saying yes to them with fear that they just pay for stuff. That's right. That, yeah, I mean, because all I'm saying is, brother, I don't want to do that thing, but once the money ran out, that's when certain things came out. When the money was still rolling in the millions and that. I'm just saying, you get me? Yeah, right, Morris, big facts, bruv. Publicity, bruv, he's the man for it still. You get me? Well, one of those ones. What else have we seen in the world of wrestling before we get out of here? Oh, yeah, one thing I need to say. This is no diss to anyone, because if you can avoid having a fight in your life and avoid physical altercations, avoid it, innit? But these little wimps online, if you believe, hear me out now, innit? If you believe that that Drew McIntyre and LA Knight were really throwing hands at each other on SmackDown, you've never been in a fight in your life, and you're the most gullible person to ever exist, bro. Because, man, I'm telling you, bro, both of them are big guys, innit? If Drew hits you, blood, if Drew throws two real, three punches, just three, no get back. If Drew throws two of those at you, it's night, blood. If LA Knight throws two of them, yeah, it's over for you, bro. These men were doing up the monkey knuckle, bruv. Like, bruv, come on, man. That's like, I don't know what's going on with the, like, I'm actually questioning. I might need to help out some of the males out there, bro, because, and this is not a dickhead thing, I actually want to help people, because men need to be men again, bro. There's something weird going on. When KO attacked Cody Rhodes after, what was it? Bad Blood? I don't know, something like that. When he attacked him in the car park, and I think I posted it. Bro, oh my God. The way he was punching him, but I'm like, the way he was punching him, KO gave Cody the normal in-ring punch, blood. What? Bruv, you want to know what a real punch is? Go back and watch Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman. Go watch the punch that Brock gave Braun Strowman, and in the replay, you can see man's jaw wobbling. That's a real punch, and that was a Brock punch at like 30%. You know what I mean? Bow! Calm down. Let him know, innit? Receipt, they call it. You know what I mean? Calm the fuck down, bro. That's real. Go back and watch WrestleMania 31, Brock versus Roman. You can tell a couple of times Roman got out of hand, Brock got a cut on that. You look at the knees, bruv, that he gave Roman to the face. They are real, bruv. Come on, man. Come on, man. It's embarrassing. It's embarrassing. But Anna, wrestling fans kill me. 1 minute they know it's fake, next minute they believe it's real fighting. Not gonna lie, Drew and LA moment in the ring looked like a real scrap because of the slap at the back of the head. Morris, man, listen, you're not exempt to this foolishness, blood. You're my homie, man, but stop the foolishness, bro. Stop the foolishness, bro. Yeah, the slap was a real slap. That was a slap at the back of the head. Listen, this is what being a good pro wrestler is, isn't it? Drew McIntyre has been using social media for the last year to build every storyline, isn't it? Drew definitely has seen online what everyone's been saying. This is what smart wrestlers do. I love him for this, because I think like everyone should do it. He knows that. LA Knight knows that. So the slap at the back of the head, they obviously know everyone's gonna go, the slap looks like a real slap, because no one ever does that in wrestling, innit? Kind of like with Charlotte and Nia, innit? But once they grab each other, I'll let you off with the slap alone. Once they grab each other, get out of here, man. What? Did you see the punches that Drew was giving to LA Knight on his back? Get out of here, blood. What? Bro. If anyone's got a baby, like 2-3 years old, and they can punch in that, let your baby punch you, it will hurt more than that, bro. Meaty punches, bro. Slap punches. Slap boxing. Yeah, man. Crazy business. Crazy business. But one thing I'm glad about, if wrestling fans think it's real, hey, I'm happy about that, because at least you can stop trying to, you know what I mean, think that you know everything. I hate that, man. Bill Alexander, hope you well, man. Sup, Savage? I don't understand a lot of these releases, but the Good Brothers and AOP, I don't understand. They could have dominated the tag team division. Yeah, that's my problem with it. The tag team division is on its ass, bro. So Alba and Isla. Alba's still there at the moment, but Alba and Isla, that's a tag team. The women need more tag teams. And for the men, there's not many tag teams around, so we need that as well. You get me? It's one of them ones, man. It's a bit of a weird one. I know that people... Naturally, I think the company see Alba Fire as a better wrestler, because if anyone used to watch NXT UK, she was like she was top tier talent on there. But people of culture, we see Isla Dawn because we see Isla Dawn. You get me? But yeah, crazy business, man. Crazy business. Let me see if there's anything else before I get out of here, bro. You know, then we're there. Let me, I don't want to miss anything. We got Raw coming up tonight. Dakota Kai's back. It's not big news. I really like Dakota Kai as well, but we might as well go through the advertise for Raw on Netflix tonight. IC champion Lyra Valkyria takes on Bayley in a championship qualifying match. I think we know what's going to happen there, innit? Bayley's going to win that match. There's going to be some foolishness, and Bayley's going to win. Because Lyra's got the belt, and she doesn't need to win. AJ Styles returns to the red brand. Whatever that means, he's going to cut a promo. Don't know. Returning Dakota Kai and Io Sky take on Liv Morgan and Raquel. I don't know. Is it for a number one contendership match? Because if it's not, pointless. Rey Mysterio versus Logan Paul in a championship qualifier match. I mean, a chamber qualifier match. Logan Paul's going to win that match. He's going to win and go to the chamber. Because they need to use Logan in it. And CM Punk appears. Flip it out, man. How times have changed, man. How times have changed, bro. Shit, blood. You would not believe that. Wait there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So out of what I just read, there's... Wait there. IC Championship match. Dakota Kai here. What I've just read, there's 3 matches. And then 3 other things were just, like, appearances. And I'm not saying that's going to be the whole of Raw, but it's 3 hours long. 2.5 hours if you want to be kind to them because of how it's been. That's ridiculous, bro. Like, what the... What's all that about? I don't know what to think anymore, man. It's a bit of a shambles, but... Hey, I don't run the show, innit? Let them do their thing, I guess. Kind of crazy to me. AOP was still getting heat backstage because some of the wrestlers still salty after they getting screwed after the failed promotion stuff. Oh, okay. Interesting. When she was Kaylee Ray, I liked her character. Yeah. That's when she was the most over, I guess, isn't it? She was doing business back then. I liked her in NXT UK as well, so very interesting. But I don't know, man. I don't know, blood. Like, it's a bit of a mess right now. I think everyone's over. Listen, I'm not one of these people you need to call stuff out and all that business because, well, listen, we're just wrestling fans, and if you're happy to just watch what you're watching, just watch it and enjoy it. I'm one of them people that, like, if fans are happy about something, I'm happy for those fans who are happy about it, innit? Because I wish I was you. I actually wish that I was oblivious to a lot of these things. I wish that I wasn't, I don't know, I'm not emotionally connected, but I wish I didn't care to watch it so much. Like, I could leave it on the back end because it's so annoying to, like, put time into the shows and then they're just rubbish. It's a shame. It's a shame of something that could have been. And not to mention, like, we got this chamber coming up and the most promotion we're getting is just the fact that there's qualifying matches. I mean, John Cena is the first person. It was the first person in the chamber. Can we see John Cena, blood? Like, can we? Is John Cena's whole storyline... If his whole storyline is just that, I'm retiring, but there's no story to it apart from having matches, then just retire now, innit? Because I heard that they're doing plans to make a John Cena PLE at the end of the year. Ruthless Aggression PLE or something like that. Listen, man. John Cena's an actor now. And... yes, he overacts, but his movies are actually decent. He's gone, I think, did he say he's gone away to do a show and movie and now it's got cancelled or something? I don't know. But you can do vignettes, man. Flipping hell. Do you remember when, in fact, it was Rock versus Cena, but Cena was the one turning up every week and The Rock wasn't because he was in Hollywood. Remember what happened every week? There was a new Rock vignette. Fruity Pebbles, boots to asses, the little John Cena kid. Do you not remember? What, like, so we get so we had the Royal Rumble. We had the thing between Roman, Seth, and Punk. And now Roman, Seth, and Punk ain't mentioned each other. And we ain't going to see Roman. We ain't going to see Cena. Okay, I hear it. I guess we're not going to get Roman in the chamber then, because, yeah. I don't know what to think anymore, man. It's like, you get to the point where if they ain't going to put the effort in with the creativity, then I'm not going to put the effort in to watch it. I'm slowly getting to the point where live shows for me are going to go down the drain and I'll just be finding whatever YouTube channel's got like the proper highlights. Because actually, the 3-minute clips they put out, it's everything, isn't it? The only thing what's missing from the clips on YouTube is sometimes you'll catch something backstage, but really it never amounts to anything. So maybe that's the wave, innit? Save myself some time, and then I'll just do videos about booking stuff, because yeah, it's a bit of a joke, if I'm honest. But you guys will have to let me know what you think. I'm not sold on any of this thing. Let me check one of these Twitter pages just to make sure there's no news that's come out while we've been online. Monday Night Raw, which means if Raw's good, you lot should know by now, because I know you don't see any reactions from me now anyway, but they're all on TikTok. But if Raw's good, you'll see a reaction. If not, then the reaction goes straight in the trash, because I'm not throwing out a video just for the views, bro. Like, I have to enjoy it. Where are we? Cody Rhodes is nothing. Okay, so they didn't even know it was trash. Anyway, let's leave that then, because it sucks. It sucks, man. Any more questions before I get out of here? Because we're nearly approaching the hour mark, and that's probably a good time to jump off. If there is news that drops over the coming days and that, then an hour a day, 45 minutes a day, or just a upload if I can't do it live, probably go down all right still. I wouldn't mind that. But I want to be wise with my time in it. Like, I can. When people say they don't have any time, a lot of times they're lying in it. But what I mean is I have the time. I just want to use the time wisely. So sometimes it's easier for me to do a video because I can just throw a video on, record it 10 minutes, and then get off. Whereas a live stream, I can't do a live stream for 10 minutes. But I want to have something to talk about. I don't want to jump on for the sake of it. Yes, everyone who does YouTube wants views on their video, but I'm not jumping on just to say nothing. So, but if you lot are happy to get, apart from the live streams, the odd video upload of some kind of news topic that you're happy to hear me chop it up for like 10 minutes, no longer than that, then let me know. Because even though I do YouTube for myself, it's getting less so with wrestling just because it's not been as good. But also, yeah, it's a bit of a news on it. Side note. K-Dot. Yeah, I only just said that because my son said that they're coming to Villa Park in July. They announced it an hour ago. Scissor and Kendrick at Villa Park. Okay, I guess I'll be going. I like the halftime show. I thought it was really good. Fucking hell. I think the problem what happens is people start comparing it to like other halftime shows. I'm not gonna do that because I have my favourites in it, Michael Jackson. But I thought since we're talking about creativity, I thought the creativity behind the show was cold. I thought the little gems that were dropped in there were cold. You knew that he was going to have a message to what he was talking about. So I picked up on the messages straight away. As soon as I saw Samuel Jackson dressed like that, I was like, they've got Samuel Jackson as Uncle Sam. Like, you can't call that shit. You know what I mean? I saw the chain straight away, the lowercase a. I knew A minor. I was like, okay, you know what I mean? I saw the divide in the American flag. I saw, like, you know what I mean? I saw the PlayStation pad, and I saw Serena doing the crip walk in the X because she's Drake's ex. I picked up on these things right away, man, and I knew I was like, you know what I mean? Not to mention PlayStation, Sony, and Sony's Drake signed to. So yeah, man, I was like, oh yeah, that's kind of dope still. There's more things in there as well, but yeah, I thought that was dope. And I do like the thing that the way they done Not Like Us, where the DJ kept integrating it and then stopping it, and he was like, ooh, is he actually not going to do it? And then when they did it, I mean, listen, I don't think I've ever seen a rap battle end this bad, because having 65 million people in their homes screaming A minor, not to mention the ones in the stadium, in unison, by the way. I know Drake fans are kicking stuff, and I don't even hate Drake, but I know Drake fans are kicking stuff. So yeah, and aside from the Drake stuff, I thought it was good anyway. To me, like SZA was the best. I thought she was amazing. I said it to my son, like I listened to SZA, but I didn't know that she could sound like that live. Like I was so confused. I was like, there's no way she sounds like that live. She sounds exactly how she always sounds. So I thought that was dope. I ain't gonna lie, Serena was crip walking like she was on the West End. Like that was a grown woman crip walk, bro. That was I'm not on these cold streets anymore, crip walk, but I hear it. Yeah, I liked it. I liked it, man. You know what I mean? I don't like the way they're booing Taylor Swift though. Cause I'm a Swiftie and that. I don't like the way they did that, but I'll take it. Yeah, Donald Trump there as well. Celebrities are in full force. Yeah, man. Listen, Super Bowl's about a good time. I'm there for the. I'm actually there for the football more than any of the halftime stuff. But there was such a build up to it that I don't think it. I don't think it lets down as well. And you know, Kendrick, he's got a lot more energy than people think, and he's one of them dancing dons himself. So yeah, man. I liked it, and we'll see what comes next, man. But I know Drake's got an album with Party Next Door. If I'm Drake, I'm not mentioning Kendrick ever again. I'm getting on with my life. He's not going to stop being Drake. So just make songs and leave him alone, bruv. He did tell you to leave him alone in the beginning, and you begged him, drop. I remember you kept telling him to drop, and he ain't stopped dropping since. What a week for Kendrick. He picked what did he pick up? 5 Grammys, and then on the end of the week, he performed at the Super Bowl. And the one Easter egg, which it wasn't an Easter egg at the time, but now I'm thinking of it. Third-person shooter. Bigger than the Super Bowl. That line will live rent-free in Drake's head forever now. Because how did it end? At that time, there was no plans for Kendrick to do the Super Bowl. To get to this point, amazing. And trust me, like, I like Kendrick, but when it comes to like all-time rappers, I'm not one of these people that like Kendrick's number one for me because he's the new school. He ain't even in my top 10, but he's great. But yeah, I'm gonna get the hell out of here. I'm gonna let you go and enjoy yourself. Enjoy the rest of your night. Do me a favor, if you guys have anything that's like new on wrestling news, I don't want rumors. I don't want stuff like, oh, John Cena's supposed to win the Elimination Chamber. Everyone knows I don't like stuff like that. But if you have any like news stories that's interesting to talk about, then send it to me on Twitter. It really is game over, and it really is. Send it to me on Twitter, and then I can use it in whether it's a video upload or a live stream. Obviously, as well, if you're not on TikTok, don't worry about it. But if you're on TikTok, follow me on there because the reactions are over there. They're not as many as they used to be because wrestling's been rubbish. But if there's a good reaction, I will upload it over there. Follow me on HUGO Online as well because I've been posting over there every other day, different stories. I think the last video was Kanye, so head over there as well. Ain't done anything on Savage Thoughts Football for whatever watch along was a while ago. I'm gonna find something to do on that channel because when I've done a certain amount of videos over there, and if I just get rid of it, it's gonna be like a waste of time in it. So maybe I'll do the same thing what I'm doing in wrestling over there and speak about something. So, to be honest, most people just message me, just want to hear me speak. So if that's the case, then yeah, I respect it, I guess. But it is what it is, man.
Do I have your attention now? Behold, the new face of fear.